You're doing all the right things. You're eating well, moving well, meditating. Still, you're feeling drained, anxious, and maybe shut down. It might not be about what you're doing, but rather how your nervous system is wired underneath all of that. We can imagine our nervous system as the thermostat to our inner world. It's constantly reading our environment and adjusting our internal settings in response. When it's functioning optimally, we feel calm, connected, and energized. But when it gets stuck in survival mode, it's like the temperature gets cranked to extremes. Too much, it goes into fight-flight response. Too little, and it freezes or shuts down. Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah Gowans, remedial massage and craniosacral therapist, as well as emotional integration facilitator at BlossomingMe and the Healthy Learning Lounge. Here, we are a sanctuary for you to tap into to nurture your health, well-being, and positive mindset. We focus on helping you clear your stresses, tensions, and blocks that are stopping you from living your most fulfilling life. This week, we'll explore how our hips and nervous system wiring, particularly the sympathetic chain and the dorsal and ventral branches of our vagus nerve, how they directly impact our emotional state, our energy levels, and our ability to engage with the world. This is the science behind why trauma can get stored in our body and how your hips can play a starring role in your healing. The sympathetic chain, when our body's accelerator gets stuck. Do you feel like you're always on, even when you're trying to rest? You might be stuck in sympathetic overdrive. The sympathetic nervous system keeps us alert and ready, but it's only meant to kick off during a real threat. When chronic stress becomes our baseline, our body stays in a heightened state, keeping our muscles tense, especially in the hip area. We have shallow breathing and our mind is always on edge. Over time, this can contribute to burnout, anxiety, and disrupted sleep. Maybe you're struggling to get out of bed. Are you feeling numb or like you're in a fog all the time? You might be experiencing dorsal vagal dominance, a deep freeze state where our body quietly is shutting down to protect itself. In the words of polyvagal therapist, teacher, and author Deborah Dana, in dorsal, the world feels unreachable, even if it's right in front of you. When our body perceives inescapable threat, it drops into the dorsal vagal state, a freeze mode designed for our survival. We may feel numb, disconnected, or shut down completely. This can also look like chronic fatigue, depression, disassociation, and even digestive issues, and often goes together with collapsed posture and tightness in our hips and pelvis. Ventral vagal, our path to connection, calm, and confidence. What if feeling joyful, energized, and socially connected was less about our mindset and more about our biology? The ventral vagus branch of our nervous system is our social engagement nerve. According to neuroscientist Dr. Stephen Porges, the ventral vagus is the nerve of safety, connection, and possibility. When it's online, we feel safe, calm, and curious. Our breath deepens, digestion improves, and relationships feel so much easier. It can also be linked to healthy hip movement, because when our body feels safe, it wants to move. Have you ever cried during a hip opening pose in yoga and didn't know why? Well, you're not alone. The hips house major nerve pathways and deep musculature, like the psoas muscle, which is directly tied to the stress response. Chronic gripping or holding here can create not just physical tension, but an emotional backlog. So releasing these muscles can stir up our emotions because we're also releasing protective emotional patterns. Studies show that chronic sympathetic nervous system activation is linked to anxiety disorders, sleep disruption, and systemic inflammation. Dorsal vagus states in particular can contribute to immobilization of our body, fatigue, and disassociation in trauma survivors, according to Stephen Porges. While our high vagal tone, when our vagus nerve is functioning well, is associated with better mood regulation, heart rate variability, which is a key marker to our resilience, and an even stronger immune system response. very useful against winter colds and flu. Stress, according to Deb Dana, is not in the event itself, it's in our nervous system's response to the event. And, adds Liz Kosh in her book, The Psoas Book, our issues are in our tissues and our hips are often in the front line. When you consider that our psoas muscle has more proprioceptive nerve endings than any other muscle, making it deeply responsive to our emotional and stress levels, then our hips become a massively powerful way to impact them. Here are a couple of practical tips to help you today. Small movements like gentle pelvic rocking or seated pelvic tilts can help safely nudge our system out of freeze mode without overwhelming it. Humming, chanting, or singing can stimulate our vagus nerve, and for bonus points, sway your hips while you're doing it, or add some hip circles for a gentle psoas release. Remember to approach all of these with curiosity, not force, seeing just how your body feels and listening. Our nervous system isn't just a background player then. It shapes how we feel, think, move, and connect. By understanding its role in our hips and pelvis, we can start to shift from states of anxiety, depression, or shutdown into vitality, engagement, and ease. I hope you found value in today's video, and if you did, please like and share it. And join us next week as we explore how this same system affects our digestion, chronic pain and illness, and our body's capacity to heal, to help nurture your health, well-being, and positive mindset so that you can live your most fulfilling life. From my heart to yours, namaste.